So it's now time to talk in more detail about operators. We've discussed very briefly what operators are and have a few of them in use or have used them, but let's go deeper into that now. So what are operators? Well, operators in Java are special symbols that perform specific operations on 1, 2 or 3 operands and then return a result. Now as an example, we've previously used the plus or addition operator to sum the value of 2 variables. But there are many other operators in Java. So what is an operand? Well, an operand is a term used to describe any object that is manipulated by an operator. So if we consider this statement int my var equals 15 plus 12, then plus here is the operator, and 15 and 12 are the operands, and variables used instead of literals are also operands. So it's another example, double my salary equals hours worked multiplied by hourly rate. So in that above line, hours worked and hourly rate are both operands, and the star, the multiplication, is the operator. What's an expression? An expression is formed by combining variables, literals, method return values, which we haven't covered yet, and operators. So they're a way of actually forming and combining those values to produce a result. So in the line below, 15 plus 12 is the expression which returns the value of 27. Now in the statement below, hours worked multiplied by hourly rate is the expression. So if hours worked was 10 and hourly rate was 20, then the expression would return 200 because 10 times 20 is 200. Alright, so let's explore operators using some code, and we'll swing back to IntelliJ to do this. And I've created a project here called operators, so do that if you're following along and you haven't already created a new project. Alright, so I'm going to start by typing, I'll delete that comment. We'll start by typing int result is equal to 1 plus 2 semicolon. I'm going to add 2 slashes there and type 1 plus 2 equals 3. Now we've actually seen this in use before. We've done some arithmetic, some basic arithmetic using the plus or add operator. And in fact, we've used a number of operators already, but now I just really want to clarify and go through the major operators so that you can become familiar with them and then know how to use them. And you'll find that some operators tend to be used a lot more frequently than others. So here what I've done is I've added a comment at the end of the line with 2 forward slashes to type out what the expression should evaluate to before we print it out. More on comments in a moment. But note here that we've got 2 operators on this statement. We've got the equal operator and the plus operator. So the equal operator is an assignment operator. So it's used to assign a value. So in this case it's assigning what's on the right hand side of the equal operator to the variable we've called result, and the value will be 3 in this case, which is the sum of 1 plus 2. The plus or addition operator sums the operand to the left and operand to the right, so the expression is using 2 operands here. Now we can also use a single operand by commenting out the 1 plus 2 and replacing it with a 3. So we could obviously come back here and change that to a 3. But the expression is now just a single literal number, which in this case is 3. So we've got a single operator, the equals to operator, and a literal value, and that's it. Alright, so comments are ignored by the computer and they're added to a program to help describe something. Now comments are there for humans. We use 2 forward slashes in front of any code or on a blank line. Now anything after the 2 slashes, the 2 forward slashes, right through to the end of the line you add it to is ignored by the computer. So aside from describing something about a program, comments can be used to temporarily disable code, and that's another useful thing when you're testing, which we'll look at and we'll do a little bit later on in the course. Alright, so let's go back and code some more. So I'm going to undo that change, back to the original expression of 1 plus 2. So let's actually print this out to make sure it does work. Then we'll type in 1 plus 2 equals, and then we'll print out the value result, which contains the expression 1 plus 2. We'll run this. No surprises, 1 plus 2 equals 3. Right, so let's introduce another variable, int previous result. We're going to assign that equal to the value of result. And we'll print it out. We'll put previous result is equal to plus previous result. Let's just run that to make sure it's working. Previous result equals 3. Let's now go ahead and change the value of result. So on the next line I'm going to type result equals result minus 1 semicolon, and I'm going to press tab and I'm going to put a comment there, And the expression is going to be, and we'll look at the left operand, the value is 3 at the moment for result, so it's going to be 3. Then the operator is minus. The right operand is 1, so 3 minus 1, obviously the answer is 2. Let's confirm that. We'll print it out. 3 minus 1 equals plus result. We'll run that. 3 minus 1 is 2. So notice how previous result and result are independent of each other. So even though we assigned result to previous result doesn't get updated when result gets a new value. So to confirm that, I'm just going to take a copy of line 10. I'm going to paste that on line 13. If we run this again, we can see that even though that result was changed to a value of 2 on line 11, and we confirmed that once we printed out result on line 12, in the case of previous result, it's still set to 3, and that's because the assignment for previous result was done on line 9, and we didn't update previous result. All right, so let's try something else. So let's try another operator. So we'll come down here and we'll do another one. We're going to type result equals result multiplied by 10 using the asterisk or multiplication operator. And what should be happening there is we know the value of result is 2, so it's going to be 2 multiplied, and the right operand is 10, so 2 times 10 equals 20. And if we print this out, it should be 2 times 10 equals plus result. Let's run that. 2 times 10 equals 20. And we won't bother using previous result moving forward because I've already determined that. All right, so next let's try division. So result equals result. Division is a forward slash. So here it's going to be, we know the result currently is set to 20, so 20 divided by 5 should equal 4. And we'll print out the value. It's going to be 20 divided by 5 equals, and print out the value of result. $20 divided by 5, unsurprisingly, is 4. Alright, so moving on, let's now look at the remainder or modulus operator. And what that does, it retains the remainder of 2 operands. So to see that working, we're going to type the code. On line 21, I'm going to type result. Similar to what we've done before, so result equals result, but this time I'm going to use the modulus or remainder operator, which is the % 3. And in terms of what we're doing here, this should be giving us the remainder of, and I'll put it in parentheses so it's clear, and we know result has the left operand, the current value of result is 4, so the modulus operator, and the right side, the right operand rather, is 3. So how many times does 3 go into 4? 1, with 1 left over. So the answer there should therefore be 1. Let's print that out. So it's basically 4 modulus or remainder operator 3 should equal 1. Let's run it and confirm that that's the case. Alright, we can see 4 remainder 3 gives us 1 because of course 3 goes into 4 1 times with 1 remainder. Alright, so let's end the video here. In the next video we'll continue on with operators and we'll start looking at some shortcuts you can use when using operators. See you in the next video.